It's Madden NFL 22, where division rivals will clash in the NFC North. It's the Vikes and the Pack coming up next.
And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL. As you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay. And this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings.
Brandon Gaudin alongside the one and only Charles Davis. And CD, lots of compelling storylines in a game like this. Let's take a look at some of the numbers for these two offenses.
And I'm glad you brought up the numbers because sometimes it's hard to quantify a team's performance solely by judging the numbers. But I think with these two teams, what you see is a pretty accurate representation of who they are.
Ready for football now from sunny Wisconsin. And off we go from Lambeau.
Taking it about the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Veteran Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers ready to go for drive number 1 along with the rest of this Packer offense.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, second down.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well. Because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam to the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. So excellent starting position here for the Vikings. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Second down at 7.
Now a give to Peterson running left. And not much running room. Down to the 32. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up to the 3rd and 5. Here's Cunningham from the gun. And this is caught. Touchdown.
Nice touchdown.
A great effort there. 32 yards.
And the Vikings have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau.
So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
Number 12 back out there. Aaron and his Packer teammates set to begin their drive. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I'll guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come get it.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
That's it, baby. That's it. That's it. Big hit.
He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it now.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to punt it away, and it's not just a turnover at the spot.
On now is the Packers punter as he's on to kick it away. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Completes it to the fullback, Ham. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. They give it to Peterson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Bring it.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
From the pistol, they run with Peterson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Peterson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Second and 8.
Now Cunningham. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 13-yard line.
And our Vikings first down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Peterson. Touchdown, Vikings. Adrian Peterson from 13 yards out.
And the Vikings are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. Rodgers now on first down. Caught on the right side by Adams.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Now Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Check line 54. Line 54. All right, D, let's turn. All right, D.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. The give is to Jones. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Well, when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
On now is the Packers punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 8.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Cunningham. Throwing right, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Brings up second and 2 with the 26-yard line.
On second down now, it's Peterson. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
One thing I do know that offensive linemen like, they like a guy who's carrying the ball that will take what is blocked. Not try and create a big play and maybe take a loss, not try and go where the blocking isn't. But if it's just all that's there and you just put your head and your shoulders down and get that, you get the respect of the big guys up front.
On 1st and 10, Cunningham. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
That one caught by Carter. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They run, Peterson. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now Peterson running right. And he's got room. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
50 yards on the ground for him so far.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A play fake. Now Cunningham. Gonna let it fly for Rudolph. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph. 30 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as he'll get him down shy of the 20. Devontae Adams in the Packer offense heading back out. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts, one of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Here's Rodgers to throw. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And all the way down inside the 25 before he's out of bounds. It's a big play there for Green Bay.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now it's Rodgers.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Here's Rodgers. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Rodgers to throw once more. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And it's a Packers touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. after the touchdown. Here's Crosby to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Let's go.
Adrian Peterson now getting ready to go again on offense. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Here's Cunningham.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
So he looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Cunningham.
He'll drop this down to Peterson.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Cunningham looking to throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Now Aaron Rodgers and the offense heading back onto the field. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. Rodgers now on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. From the 36, Rodgers. Caught by Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Throwing is Rodgers. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. On now is Mason Crosby, who's hit from as far as 58 in his career. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Vikings in that first half. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they did not have the same kind of success on the ground. They struggled to get the run game going to this point, as you see there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Here's Harvin.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.